Yo, what is up guys? Welcome to another Wild Rift video, and in today's video, I'll be showing you guys a tier list for every single role in the game. So much has changed. This is a tier list that I made after the tournament, Worlds, the Horizon Cup of Wild Rift. So a lot has changed. I gave so many different champions a try, as in checking how good they are. And I'm gonna give you guys an updated tier list. So there's timestamps in the description if you just want to skip to the tier list. Let's get into it. So we got the Baron lane first, and we have the obvious Renekton, the obvious Fiora, the obvious Gragas. But look at who is up there as well. My god, it's the Graves. Graves is broken. Like, the champion is just incredibly powerful. He has some counters, but if you pick him into the right draft, I made a video a few days about him, by the way. You should definitely check it out. Dude, like, I'm telling you, he is broken. He is definitely gonna get nerfed. Like, obviously he's gonna get nerfed because he's beyond broken with the Bloodthirster. You know what? Actually, I mean, like, you could put him here, but he does have some counters. That's the thing about him. He does have counters, but besides that, he is abuse him. All I'm telling you right now, abuse this champion before he gets nerfed. So the next champion we talk about is Jax. We obviously, Jax is the big hype right now, and is he really that good? Yes, he is. He's not the easiest to play. Like, his playstyle really differs from any other champion. But man, Jax is incredibly powerful. His 1v1 potential in the late game is insane. Just his late game power is insane. The only real weakness of Jax is like through the early game, right? Like, he's not that strong through the early game. But once you power farm yourself to the late game, get a little bit ahead, that's where Jack's real power comes through. He's the fastest third pusher in the game, by the way. Just a really good, really good champion in the Baron lane. I don't think they're gonna nerf him. It's just he's really hyped right now, and people are gonna find how to counter him. But right now, if you're good at Jax, you can abuse him. The next champion I want to talk about is my boy Cannon. Like, definitely one of the most underrated champions in the game, Cannon. I haven't made a Cannon video recently, have I? Yeah, I haven't. You know what? I'm gonna make a Cannon video very soon. So Cannon is actually really powerful, and his team fighting potential is better than any other champion in the game, right? Like, his team fighting potential is better. His level 1 laning is probably one of the best as well. If you know how to play him, he can pretty much kill anyone level 1. You can just bully them super hard. And Cannon, guys, really strong champion. I don't really know why people are not picking him. You know what? I think I'm just gonna make a video, and I'm gonna make everyone pick this champion because he's so damn good. Next champion we talk about is, we all know Pantheon. Pantheon, the thing with Pantheon is he's really good in the early game, but he does kind of fall off in the late game. But the thing is, you can get yourself and your team ahead in the early game. While you're not going to be as strong in the late game, this is really good, like, to get ahead your team. You can get dragons, Rift Heralds, turrets, kills for your teams, get all of your teammates ahead. As a Pantheon player, you really have that edge to do that. Now let's talk about a little bit of these. Let's talk a little bit about these bottom champions, right? Like Singed. So is Singed bad because he's in the B tier? No. So let me tell you what I think about Singed. Singed is really good. I think Singed should be higher in the tier list, but the sole reason that I'm not actually putting him higher up in the tier list is because other people don't know how to play around the Singed. So even if you are an incredibly good Singed, Jesus, I need to close the door. 1 second, guys. So even though you might be incredibly good at Singed, people just don't really know how to play around you. Like, they don't really know how Singed works, what his win conditions are and stuff like that. I made a Singed video a few days ago or a few weeks ago. You should definitely check it out if you want to learn that, because it's really important. Not only for you to get good at Singed, but also to understand Singed. So, if you have a really good Singed teammate, you know how to play around it, because it's not, again, this is completely a different playstyle than any other champion in the game. Next up we have Nasus, which is basically the same as Singed. I used to put Nasus in the A tier, but like every time I play Nasus, people don't know how to play, and it tilts me so much, but then I understood it's the same as Singed. While Nasus may be an A tier champion, which is my opinion, I would put him in the A tier, I've actually put him on the bottom of the B tier because no one understands how to play around a Nasus. Like, I don't know why. How hard is it to understand? I have a million Nasus videos, and all these videos actually have so many views. I don't really know why, but it means like people like to see Nasus. So why do they not know how to play Nasus or how to play around it? Like, come on, guys. Nasus is a farmer. He wants to farm, and then in the late game he demolishes everyone. Okay? That's how Nasus works. Next we talk about Jace. Jace is actually super weak. The thing about Jace is, his power spike graph goes like this. He becomes very strong with his first lethality item, then he falls off, and he becomes useless. Simple as that. Jace is not that strong in this update right now. The only reason you might be winning with Jace is because people just don't really understand how the champion works, but he's really weak. Alright. On to the jungle tiers. And who do we have in the S+ tier again? It's your boy Graves, guys. I'm not gonna talk about him again. Abuse this champion. He is 1,000,000% gonna get nerfed. Obviously, he's gonna get nerfed. So, play him, guys. Play this champion. Abuse him while you can. He's probably gonna get super hard nerfed. Lee Sin, you know, S+ tier, whatever. Please nerf Lee Sin. Please. Such an annoying champion. I ban him every game, so yeah. Next up in the S tier. The thing, so we have Kha'Zix, but the thing about Kha'Zix is, while he is actually really strong, I was hesitating to put him in the A tier because I don't know. It just doesn't feel as strong anymore because people really know how to play against Kha'Zix now, right? Like the way that you make Kha'Zix work is against isolated enemies, but now everyone kind of understands Kha'Zix because Kha'Zix has been broken for such a long time, so they most likely they will understand to stick together so they don't get destroyed by the Kha'Zix. So while he is still an S tier champion, people kind of know better how to counter him. So you know, that a little bit questionable. Here we have Jax on top of the A tier. Not quite in the S tier, but on top of the A tier. Guys, Huiba really did a thing in the meta, I'm not gonna lie. Like, who would have thought that Jax jungle was actually this strong? Because he is strong. He takes the jungle really fast. He has good ganking. He has really good fighting. Especially when you get level 5. Insanely powerful. Like, you can pretty much 1v1 anyone when you're level 5. So, such a strong champion in the jungle. After that, we have Olaf. And I fell in love with Olaf a few days ago. So, I made a video on Olaf a few days ago. And I actually learned even more about Olaf after that video. So, I might actually make an updated Olaf video. Maybe in a week or 2 weeks or something like that. But let me tell you, he's really powerful. Again, this champion does have counters. Like, quite a lot. But if you pick him into the right draft, really powerful. Next up we have Eve, which I like to call the brainless champion. Evelynn is a brainless champion. Like you probably don't even need to use your brain when you play Evelynn. All you do is you click on every single ability on the enemy backline and you one-shot them in the late game. So yeah, while Evelynn is not as broken as she used to be, of course, like you guys remember how damn broken this champion used to be. Now she's not that broken anymore. You know what? Should I make an Evelynn video? You know what? If this video reaches 1,000 likes, I'll make an Evelynn video this week. All right? Why not? I mean, why not? True. So if you guys want to see Evelynn, give the video a like. Master Yi is in the middle of the B tier. So they did nerf him, or like they buffed him before and then they nerfed him again. But the thing is, he still works. He still works. Like, some people don't understand that Master Yi works, but once you get ahead on Master Yi, the game is pretty much over. Master Yi is just gonna hard carry the game. And the thing, you kinda wanna pick Master Yi the same way as Olaf. You wanna pick him with an Enchanter support. Like with a Lulu, Master Yi becomes 20 times stronger. Literally 20 times stronger. So you wanna pick him with an Enchanter support, because if that support buffs you, you're gonna be unkillable, guys. Alright, onto the mid lane. So the mid lane is pretty much dominated by Twisted Fate. Ziggs is also really strong. Akshan, which is a new entry to the S+ tier. Guys, what the hell, man? Since when was Akshan this broken in the mid lane? I mean, we literally see me in the S+ tier. I mean, I'm happy for myself, but it's a little too much, right? Akshan is too much. He deals so much damage in the lane. While his fighting may not be the very best, his idiotic passive is, you know, the passive of his second ability. When you get a kill or an assist on an enemy champion, you will revive all the allies that that enemy champion killed. So even if the enemies kill like all of your teammates and you manage to kill them or get assists, all your teammates will get revived. Like, what? What? Why will they get revived? That doesn't make any sense, but okay. You know, that makes Akshan an S+ tier champion. So yeah, about Twisted Fate again, like actually completely broken. This champion is always a good pick. His gold card, he has his gold card available always, so it's just always a broken champion in every single stage of the game, really. Irelia, you know, S tier. Irelia is that stupid champion that the one tricks are incredibly powerful at. Irelia is basically the new Akali, right? You guys remember how annoying Akali was, and especially how annoying she was with those one trick Akalis. Basically the same with Irelia right now. You know, Irelia is annoying, especially the one trick Irelias. Of course, we have my boy Graves, even in the mid lane, sitting on top of the A tier. Like, this guy can do it all, really. Next up, I want to talk about Veigar. It's kind of sad because I remember when Veigar came out, I made a tweet and I said, Veigar is the most broken champion that has ever been released. Blah, blah, blah. Guys, he's not broken, okay? I was wrong. I was wrong. He's actually weak. He's really weak because he has so many counters. He's so squishy. It takes so long for him to reach the late game. Just not a good champion right now, like at all. Yasuo. Yasuo. For the Yasuo one tricks, he's probably S plus tier. It's their dream champion. But in general, Yasuo is not that strong. He's decent, but he kind of relies on teammates having knockups. If your teammates don't have knockups, then it's a little hard to play Yasuo in the current meta. Because, you know, your ultimate is not going to be that strong if your teammates don't have the big CC. He's still strong, of course. He's like still really strong. But, you know, I don't know. So, about Zed in the S plus tier. Oh, not here. Again, we saw Zed in the Horizon Cup and like no one really expected it, but Zed absolutely popped off, right? People didn't think Zed was a champion that would be played in competitive, but we got proved wrong by a player, I believe, named Z. He absolutely demolished everyone on Zed. There were actually multiple players that did it, not only him, like multiple players. Some guy that named start with a T, I'm not quite sure what it is, but Zed, man. I'm also seeing more of him in ranked matches. His third ability is just so annoying with the slows and everything like that. Free damage. It's just, it feels so strong, man. Zed feels so, like, it feels too strong, really. Alright, on to the Dragon Lane. And again, like, we have Ezreal. Ezreal has been sleeping in the S plus tier. Like, he's literally, like, just sleeping over there. He's not gonna wake up anytime soon, I feel like, because he's not getting nerfed. He is, like, he's always a good pick. That's the thing about Ezreal. If you don't know what to pick, just pick Ezreal. The next champion in the S plus tier is Lucian. And man, Lucian. I had him on top of the S tier in my latest tier list, but S plus tier, really, like, he's worth it. He's definitely worth it. He deals so much damage. He's the most powerful mid-game champion. He's the most powerful mid-game dragon laner in the game. He does fall off a little bit in the late game, just a little bit. But as I said, his power in the mid-game is beyond, like, it's beyond any other ADC. He's gonna absolutely demolish everyone. When you have that Infinity Edge and the, what is it called? Solari Charge Blade or Essence Reaver and Solari Charge Blade. Basically, when you have two items and you have a Solari Charge Blade within them, he's gonna demolish the enemy, really. So who do we have after that? We have my girl Caitlyn. She's on top of the S tier. She's so powerful, man. Although I'm not really able to make her work too well. Like, I've played her a few times. I pretty much went 0-7 in all 3 games that I've played her. So I am not good, well, not good yet at her. But I know she's broken because I've seen so many people play Caitlyn in my games and in my enemy. The range, the damage, the execution is just, what the hell, man? It's so strong. She's so powerful. After that, we have Vayne. And I mean, no explanation is needed for Vayne. Is there really, like... Vayne is like always a good pick, the most broken late game champion, especially with enchanter support. She shreds through tanks. It doesn't even matter how tanky you are, Vayne is gonna kill you. So, you know, Vayne is basically, the only problem of Vayne is range. You know, if the enemy has big range like a Caitlyn, Senna, Twisted Fate, Orianna, stuff like that, Vayne is gonna struggle. But besides that, absolutely broken champion. I want to talk about Kai'Sa too, because I put Kai'Sa down in the A tier when she got that nerf to her first ability, but actually she's still S tier. You know, while she's not as strong as she used to be, still an S tier champion. You know, just very strong, solid pick, pretty much always good. She lacks a little bit of range, but you know, her ultimate is really powerful. Just her kit is really, really good. It always fits in the game. Varus, incredible poking. He deals so much damage. Like, the poke damage of this champion is so amazing. And his range, the only thing, of course, is his sustain damage. He doesn't really have much sustain damage like any other ADC right here. While Jhin doesn't have anything, but let's not talk about Jhin. So that's the only weakness of Varus, really. He's very powerful, but he doesn't really provide sustained damage. So if you do get a little bit behind with the Varus, especially when you build lethality items, which he is supposed to build, you're really gonna be like behind. Like, you're gonna be very, very behind, because your lethality items are not gonna catch up to the enemy. After that, we have Ashe. I feel like Ashe is a hidden gem. Like, I made an Ashe video recently, and she is way stronger than people think. Way stronger than people think. You know, it's true that in the early game, she doesn't really deal a lot of damage. But if you go for the Mana Immune Essence Reefer Solari Chargeblade build, your second ability is going to be up every 2 seconds or something. And it deals so much damage. It deals so much damage, especially if you get that Infinity Edge as well. So, you know, Ashe is definitely underrated, and if you haven't already, make sure you watch my recent Ashe video. I believe I only have one Ashe video on this YouTube channel, but I actually played a lot of Ashe. I should probably make a new one very soon. She is strong, okay? She's very strong. And here, you know, we have Jinx, Senna, Corki, Tristana. These are all decent picks. Down here, we have Draven. Draven is actually pretty weak. He's really not that strong. Like, he's only strong if you're able to get kills in the early game. But if you don't get kills in the early game, he falls off so hard. So, yeah, he's not that good. And Jhin, I'm not even going to talk about Jhin. Let's not even talk about Jhin. Like, I'll get depressed. Alright, onto the support tier list. Here, really nothing has changed. Like, Nami, Senna, Lulu, Thresh, Rakan. Nothing has changed. Like, what should I even tell you about this? You should really know the support meta, right? Like, Nami is always a good pick. She has so much range, really good CC, healing, buffing, everything. Lulu, you know, the best enchanter support in the game pretty much, because she buffs attack speed, gives barriers, buffs the health, everything. Rakan, like when you go full AP Rakan, he deals so much damage with his engages. So stupid. Thing about Senna is though, I really like Senna in solo queue, because if you have a trash ADC, all you have to do is just take your souls and you are going to be the ADC of the game. Because you're going to have so many stacks, you're going to deal a lot of damage. And what other support should I even talk about? Like, whatever. Support is kind of boring, so we're not going to finish this one off. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this tier list video. And yeah, make sure you give it a like, put down a comment, and I'll see you all in the next Wild Rift video. Bye bye.